Hi guys, welcome back to Talk with Precious. We'll take a little time to talk about mental health. Today we'll be addressing a very interesting topic that affects even me. And this topic we're going to talk about is sleep and how it affects our mental health. If we're being totally honest, I've struggled with sleep for quite a while, for some years now. And it's probably because of one task or the other. There's sometimes I spend my time at night doing assignments for the day because I work full-time and I'm schooling full-time. It's kind of like balancing the in-between. And there's some days that my mind just don't want to shut off. So the sleep becomes impossible. Now, sleep has always been a challenge for me, and just sometimes I get as much as 4 to 5 hours of sleep, and I do see that sometimes I'm not physically tired, but I have this mental fog, and it's like I am unable to stay motivated during the day. So that's actually piques my interest. Like, oh yes, why am I not sleeping well? Why did I start caring about sleep in general? And for a while I just realized that I wasn't just tired or like having the mental fog or being like no motivation during the day. I needed to understand why sleep was making such a big difference, and that's when I discovered how closely sleep and mental health are linked. Now, how can poor sleep affect our mental health? For me, I noticed that when I do not get enough sleep, at times I'm more irritable. I could make hasty judgments about things, kind of like you're less patient than you usually are. And it turns out that there's a reason for this. Poor sleep increases our stress hormones, and that's the hormones in the brain, and it reduces the activity in the areas responsible for controlling our emotions. So that is why you feel emotionally unbalanced after a very bad night's sleep, like where you don't get enough sleep. You feel like you cannot just control what's going on inside of you. And what does this feel like for me? Usually for me, honestly, it looks like I'm running on autopilot. Like small things won't bother me as much, or because it's not making me feel overwhelmed or anything, but it's harder to just stay calm, stay positive. It's almost like my emotional resilience disappears. I've also noticed that when my sleep is off, I feel less motivated to do anything special. Like you want to do facial treatments, you want to go to you want to do something like extremely taxing on things that really do not matter. Like, okay, you want to revamp your room, you want to do something special. Yeah, like even exercise feels like a chore for me at that particular point. Eating healthy definitely feels like a chore, and it's like it takes too much of my effort, it takes too much of my energy to do any of those things. And even connecting with friends feels exhausting. I want the friends around me, but as soon as it comes, like, I'm tired, I don't want this anymore, type of thing. So yeah, that actually has been a struggle when I do not get enough sleep. And if you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. We're many in this boat. But what am I doing currently now to improve my sleep? It's something I just started, so you can join me on this journey too. I'm trying to create a bedtime routine whereby I start doing something, setting a consistent bedtime, even on the weekend, even though it's tough because I'm naturally a night owl. I'm always up at night. But sticking to a routine helps me fall asleep faster and wake up feeling a little better. I still wake up the same time regardless of the time I go to bed, but I'm trying to create a routine where I go to bed earlier than normal. Even when if I don't sleep to the normal time I sleep, but I'm trying to be in bed that time. I'm trying to limit screen time before bed because it tricks my mind to stay awake. It just keeps my mind awake, so I try to limit screen time before bed. And now I try to put my phone away like 30 minutes before I know I'm going to sleep, or probably just play music, but that is really not my style, so I don't play anything. I make sure everywhere is dark, and I try to make sure my room is sleep friendly. Like my curtains are always closed, my lights, they're not on. So yeah, I'm trying to make my room more sleep friendly, and the temperature is cool, not too hot, not too cold, but just the right temperature for me to go to bed, which makes falling asleep a little easier. And I'm not going to lie, the biggest struggle for me is practicing mindful relaxation before sleeping, because the biggest struggle is turning off my brain at night. Like, you need to sleep, right? And I've started like putting things down, writing my thoughts out, or the ideas that pop in my head like 12 midnight or 11 p.m. at night, try to put them down so I don't feel too anxious about it, or like, oh, I need to achieve this, or I want to do this. That way I just relax my mind to fall asleep. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, it doesn't work every time, but there's some days it do work. So yeah, it doesn't work perfectly every time, but it's a step in the right direction, which is why it's part of the steps I'm using to try to regulate my sleep pattern so that my mental health can be right. Now that you know how closely linked sleep and mental health is, I would love to hear from you. What is your biggest struggle with sleep? Or are you in the same boat with me, or you feel exactly the way I'm feeling? If you're a night owl, say hi. And what have you tried to what have you tried to improve your sleep, and did it work? How did it work for you? And you can share it in the comment section. I'm always looking for new tips and new ideas on this. And if you're like me and you have the same struggle, remember, it's okay to take small steps. Yeah, definitely okay to make small steps. Don't try to make all these changes overnight. It's some days will work, some days it won't work, but just keep being consistent to it. And literally, but every small improvement adds up. Yeah, so let's work on this together. And you can share this with friends, share this with family, share it with anybody you know. That way we can all work together as a community to improve our sleep and improve our mental health. Don't forget to take a little time to talk about your mental health today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.